indicate we're having a very thin majority government of one vote, 61 seats. It's a coalition of 8 different parties. Each one of the parties will have at least its shopping list of what it wants to accomplish. And I think in particular in here, the United Arab list, led by Mansour Abbas, I think he's looking for 2 particular things: the Khamenet's law, which is the law that Israel uses to demolish and confiscate some of the properties inside the Green Line, which separates 67 from 48. And the second that he wanted is the agreement to recognize the Bedouin villages that are unrecognized by the Israeli government, thus constantly being shifted from one place to the other. So these are the 2 elements that Mansour Abbas from the United List is seeking for. However, this coalition government is really very unstable because it's trying to bring the far right, the secular center, and then you have the far left with Meretz, and then the Arab list, which also straddles the lines between the center and the left. So it's going to be a very tenuous coalition that was brought together in order to really shift and push Netanyahu out. And we have to wait and see whether the Knesset actually is going to be able to have a meeting and to cast a vote of confidence in this new government that has been arrived at. Well, I think in relations to both Gaza and the West Bank, the status quo will continue. However, I think this is a realization that inside Israel, that the 21, possibly up to 24% of the Palestinian population in Israel that are citizens no longer can be kept out of the political math and the political game. And I think in here there's a realization that this is the first time that an Arab political party is needed to form a government. And I don't think this would be the last, rather it's in the beginning, and which would result both in an adjustment to the treatment of the Arab population in the 48 area, the Palestinian Arab, and it might have, as we move forward in this political period, it might have ramification on the West Bank, on Jerusalem, and then maybe at the end toward Gaza. So we'll have to wait and see how the government unfolds and how it governs. The fact that Naftali Bennett is going to be the first prime minister points that Lapid is still worried about the right-wing flank of the Israeli society, and Netanyahu might still pull something out from the bag to disrupt the actual vote of confidence in his government. So I think we still have to hold our breath until the Knesset and the government goes through that confidence vote. He needs to get quickly to acquaint himself with a possible prison sentence unless he's given immunity, which I don't think is the case. I think over 12 years he have developed enough enemies, and he has already the legal case that is pending, and the evidence points toward really being charged and found guilty with violating the law. So I think we might end up with another Israeli prime minister ending up in jail. Olmert, if you remember, was the prime minister, likewise ended up in jail after finishing his tenure in the premiership.
الحربية التقليدية التي لم